Oh dear.
This is gonna start some, there's like really bad 90s like tech movies that are based on no sort of like computer technology, but just make it all up. This is how that starts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 89 of the Megavision Show. Today it's August the 19th, 2021. We've been away for a little while, but that's because we've been doing some fun things. And joining me this week, we have a special guest with us. We've also got a familiar face. And I remember when he lost his mind. There was something so pleasant about that place, even as the motions had an echo in so much space. It's Chris Powell! And joining us this week, we have James, and I'm going to butcher his last name, even though he just told me off air. James Tocchio?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's perfect. James Tocchio, you got it.
Brilliant. James Tocchio from GGDreamcast, who's an old friend of the show and the site and everything. So yeah, we'll be chatting to him and playing some games with him in a little bit. But welcome to our new show, which we'll normally be doing around 1 p.m. EST on a Friday. It is Thursday today, but that's because I'm not here tomorrow. I'm off a weekend. It's great. I'm having a lad's way away. Woo! Actually going to a stag weekend, or your Bucks party, you guys would call it in America.
Nope.
No. What do you call it in America?
Bachelor
party. Oh man! For some reason I thought it was a Bucks party. No.
I've never heard that.
Well, we call it a stag weekend.
I don't want to go to that party, whatever it's happening.
Okay.
You guys, I'll leave that to you guys.
Bachelor party, although weirdly, the guy whose party it is, he's no longer a bachelor because he had to get married beforehand because of COVID and everything, basically. So, hey. Anyway, what's going on with the show? So, it's a bit of a change up for the show. We're going to be kicking off with what we're going to call the chill sesh. And most weeks, if it's just Chris and I, we'll be playing some games and chatting about life and stuff in general, but having some fun time with some games we haven't really played much of, showing you guys off. Then we'll also have possibly some interviews, some feature chats and stuff. So yeah, this week we'll be chatting with James. Welcome, James. But before we get started, I just want to quickly plug the next issue of Megavisions. It's a bit of a reboot. We're going back to Megavisions issue 1, and it's going to print in the first week of September. The deadline to subscribe on our Patreon and to ensure you get a copy is going to be on August the 29th. So please get in and so you don't miss out on that. And this issue is very exciting. It's not only just the reboot, but it includes a really cool Making of Mutant League feature with a behind-the-scenes look on how the Genesis classics came to be, a special Neo Retro feature on Final Fantasy VII. That's right. We're branching a little bit out from Sega, but we're still keeping a bit retro with that. We also have an exclusive interview with Ryo Hazuki himself, the voice actor that is Cory Marshall. And we've got so much more going on. So it's going to be really awesome. So yeah, be sure to visit us on patreon.com/megavisions. The link is showing on the screen at the moment as well. And become a subscriber. It's really cool. We ship worldwide. We also got digital versions of the issues, but it's also physical and print. It's beautiful. So yeah, check that out. Chris, is there anything else to add to that? Or is that about right?
I think you... I'm sorry, I'm clearing my throat. No, I think you did a good job at explaining that. This is a big issue for us because before we never had a physical issue 1. This is basically us being able to kind of reboot, like you said, and start from the beginning. And now we're actually going to have a physical issue 1. This issue has taken a lot of time to get done, we know, but a lot of work has gone into making this, and it's coming together really, really well. We're really close to having this finished. Sketchcraft is still doing our cover art, and he's working on the cover beginning this week. So very exciting stuff.
Very exciting indeed. Very exciting indeed. So Chris, are we going to kick off with a little bit of a show and tell from you? Is that what's going to happen?
Yes. So this is going to be a little weird. I want to take you guys on a quick tour because I've been talking for the last few shows about how I've been getting ready to move and all this craziness that's happened. That's kind of led to where we're here now. But I guess you remember the story where I told you about my cat getting like stuck in the wall, like the vents. Remember that? And it was like the day before we were supposed to put our house on the market. It was insane. Well, it gets even crazier. The same cat, the day that the movers are moving our house, they pack up the moving truck and leave. And we realize, like, we go to get the animals out of the house. We're like, wait, where's Sam? And they packed him up somehow on the moving truck. And we're like, oh my God. We didn't know for sure. We didn't know. We thought that might have happened. But the movers come 2 days later to our house. And then at the very back of it, some dude's freaking out. He's like, there's a cat. There's a cat in the thing. Sure enough, it's Sam. So this crazy cat. Anyway, so it's just led us to this. It's been a long road to finally get in our new house. And we're really excited. It's a farmhouse. So we're going to be building a farm. I'll be able to show you guys some of that. But the most exciting part is it's going to be the future home of Megavisions. We're going to have an actual real Megavisions office. And so I'm going to take you guys on a quick tour of that. I'm going to show you around. It looks like it's a big mess right now because the people we bought the place from didn't clean out very much at all. So we're working through clearing it out. But we actually have the contractors are going to be starting work on the construction of it in a couple weeks, because I'll show you there's some stuff that we need to get fixed on it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to join on my phone. Let's see how.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Ooh, nice. Okay. I'm going to quickly transition. Hopefully that gives a better view of Chris there.
We're going to go out. All right, here we go. On location, check this out. We're going.
Oh, right. He's already freezing. This is great stuff.
Is it getting any better?
A little bit better.
Okay. Well, I took off my Wi-Fi because I'm going outside. So
okay. There's no way you can make the screen horizontal, is there? Like the camera, I guess.
I can switch it that way.
Okay, no, that's not working. Sadly,
I don't think it's flipping.
Okay.
So this is not the mega barn out here. This is another barn. And keep in mind, it's a bit of a mess right now, like I said. But this is it right here. This is going to be the future home. This is going to be what we've been calling the mega barn right here. But the problem is we're going to have to basically take off the whole roof and put a new roof on it.
Oh, wow.
We're going to have to replace all the windows. There's going to be a lot of work. This side of it, on this side, is basically getting torn down. And this side from here over is what we're going to be, is the kind of the main office. We're going to go in here. Like I said, it's a mess. So be prepared.
If we see a hobo in there, that's going to be hilarious.
A what?
A hobo.
Hobo.
Oh, okay. So, okay, this right here is going to be the main entrance. Right now, I have some Dreamcast stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's all you need, really.
Yeah, what are you doing? It's set up. It's already there. It's established. I love it.
So this is going to be the main entrance, and what is going to happen, we're going to have arcades in here. The Neo Geo cabinet's going to be in here.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Like stands with all sorts of issues of Megavision's going to be here. This is going to be the main room. So look, this is a gigantic mess. We have our work cut out for us in here.
Wow.
And so see, we have to get rid of all this shit, clear it out, so the work can actually happen. Because I don't know if you can see up here, like the roof is really bad. And so what we basically have to do is the contractors have to come in, completely take the roof off, put a new roof on, and then do all sorts of electrical work and stuff in here. But what this room here, I'll back up a little bit so you can see it again. This is going to be the main studio room where we're going to have a huge TV up here. We're going to be doing streams, a couch, and then back here is going to be our table and studio set, and we're going to be blacking out these windows. Nice. And then back here is going to be, it's a little dangerous. This is going to be my main office, the main office area where we're going to actually have like the desk set up. We're going to have some other stuff back here.
And then we have storage. We're actually going to be able to have storage for once for Megavisions. It's not just going to be like in a closet. So this is exciting. But what's crazy is this was used most recently as a dog grooming business. And they've left a scale here of like the dog scale.
Whoa, wow.
It's still here.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know what
Megavision
could use that for.
The shipping weight of all the magazines we're going to sell. The millions of magazines.
Maybe. Who knows? So, there we go. That's
exciting.
It's going to be a great place.
Yeah, I'm half expecting to see your cat jump out of the ceiling or something right now.
There's no telling what's in here. So as we go, I can that's the main barn. We got some chickens just yesterday.
Ooh.
But
very nice.
This is it's a farm. There's corn and everything being run out here. I don't know. We're crazy. I don't know why we did this. We made mistakes, but
that looks great.
Anyway, I just wanted to show everybody
that
the Mega Barn is a real thing. We've been talking about it, but it's real and it's happening.
You've been watching too much Jeremy Clarkson.
I have been watching it.
Yeah,
I've been watching it.
Yeah.
I watched that, and I wanted to have a farm. I was like, damn, this looks like a good time.
I'm quickly realizing that it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. The people, when we bought the place, they hadn't mowed any of the grounds at all, like the yard or anything for probably 3 or 4 weeks. And I wasn't prepared for that. I thought I'd have some time to be able to go and get a bigger mower.
Oh, yeah.
Use my little riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
And it took me about 4 hours.
Wow.
On Saturday.
Jeez.
And I'm so sunburned still.
Oh man, I'd love to that's the dream for me, getting a place that I could use a ride-on mower on, and just having a ride-on mower in general. I'd love that. It sounds so much fun.
I'll tell you what, when you come here, I'll let you mow my yard for me.
Oh yeah.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Awesome. Okay, you switching back to normal camera mode. Okay. There we go. Okay, awesome.
Wow.
Sweet. There we go.
I thought it would.
Oh, yeah. Cool. No, that's brilliant. I love it. Yeah. And I've got a little bit of a show and tell as well, but should we get into our gaming chill session? What do you think?
Yeah, let's start playing some games.
Yeah, let's do some games.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Let's play some games. So, okay. Right. We introduced this a couple of weeks back, actually, but we are going to be using PyPacker for our streams. For some of the games that we're going to be playing. So let's do that. Here we go. I'm going to transition to the game. Actually, I need to, James, I'm going to have to send you the link.
Yeah.
So
send it.
Let's dropping in the chat for you there. Cool. So you should be able to join us. And so I think this is just a 2-player game, isn't it, Chris? Because this is the game you wanted to play.
Yeah, Tecmo Super Bowl. I wanted to.
Oh wow, this is a classic.
This is a classic. But Graham's never played it, so
no. And I think I've played 1 or 2 NFL games in my life, and I don't understand the rules. It's mental. I think it's. It blows my mind. And when I watch American movies about American football, it always looks really exciting, and I have no idea what's happening. So hopefully James will be able to join in a second. Is that link working?
I have to download Chrome. I'm sorry. I'm not using Chrome, and it doesn't support Firefox.
Do you have Edge?
Yeah, I do.
It works.
Hey,
on
Graham, I'm trying to think. Beat Tampa Bay. They just won the Super Bowl. I'm sure they're really good.
Is that a real thing? Is that? Did they
Tampa
really
Bay
win?
or Tom Brady?
Where
they're really good.
What's the
TB?
Tampa Bay also just won the Stanley Cup.
TB at the bottom. Okay, I will.
Unbelievable.
I've heard of the Stanley Cup. I've also heard of Tampa Bay. So.
Oh, you pressed the wrong button.
Oh, what's the press?
Press X.
Ah. I forgot. Okay, we are using. I'm using my Xbox controller, so the controls aren't like a normal Genesis layout. Okay,
Stop making excuses.
that's what's going to be when I lose this game.
The controller.
Or maybe you should get ready to make some heads.
I will say that I tricked you. Tampa Bay sucks, Graham.
But they just won the Stanley Cup, you said.
Yeah, but this was like in 92. God dang it. It was a terrible kick. Oh, shit.
Ah, no. What is this? Is this you or me?
So you're on offense now. We're going to have to figure out how to... And so you select the play with the directional pad and then the corresponding button. But I don't know what the 3-button layout is going to be like on this.
I think I know what I'm doing. I've got this. I've got this, everybody. Yeah, actually, look at this screen. I've got this in 2... Oh, wait, do I press a button? Oh. I'm off. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. You don't want to do that. I think that was a run play, and you don't want to run. Or, it's fine to run, but you want to run when you're running, if that makes sense.
You want
to throw when it's a pass play. Charles Haley. Why you just bucked off Charles Haley and you ran out of bounds?
Oh,
you got to stay in bounds, Graham.
You've got to stay in bounds.
Oh man,
I might have to tag James in on this.
No, you got to play. Oh crap!
Wait, where am I?
Oh, uh-oh. You fumbled.
Which character am I? I don't even understand what's happening.
You're the number one. How do you not know that? You have the big number one.
But then
your head.
another dude had like a little arrow above their head, so I was like, oh, maybe I'm that guy. I
still don't know what is A, B, or C. Let's go. Okay, here we go.
This is an NES game, right?
This is Genesis.
This is the Genesis version.
Oh, Genesis? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the Super Tecmo Bowl.
What is going on?
Genesis.
Sadist,
baby.
Sadist Monkey's asking if Chris gave me his beard, because last time I think he saw you had a massive beard, a dad beard.
The problem is I can't grow a very good beard, and it's like, you know how Keanu Reeves has a bad, mine's worse than his, and so I just choose dang it, there's not.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not the best, so. I keep it shaved pretty close these days.
What's wrong with Keanu Reeves' beard?
No, I think
it?
It's patchy.
Yeah,
just put it.
It's patchy and thin and wispy. It's terrible. It's a terrible beard.
What's just happened? Like, I don't understand this game.
So, okay, so you're trying to advance the ball.
Yeah, the controls don't seem to do anything. I can move my character. I don't have to, how do you pass and stuff?
Press X and A. Okay, I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. Okay, now you're running. Okay, so
yeah, I can see I was running.
So the top plays on the you see in the screen. So you have run plays at the top.
Yeah,
and then pass plays. Okay. So when you do a pass play, the ball's going to be in your quarterback's hands, and you're going to have an option to select different receivers that you could cycle to, and there's like an arrow that's going to show where your receivers are if they're off screen too, and then you could throw to that player. I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, so Graham's never played this game and doesn't understand American football. So
I don't understand how you can not understand the concept of American football these days. It's 2021.
It's a very strange game. That's what we're doing. Cancel.
Well, do you understand rugby, Chris?
More than this. Oh well, Chris. So yeah, okay, Chris. Yeah, Chris.
So I understand the general gist of it, but I don't know. As far as the rules, I wouldn't be able to say.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't sound genuine.
I'm gonna have to tag in James.
Do you understand cricket?
No, I played rugby once.
Okay, James and I. Oh, is this working? I'm trying to. Yeah, James, you now have control if your controller's connected.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it should do.
So I'm living in the future.
There you go.
Look at this.
I'm hands-free, people. Now we're gonna win. Come on, James.
This is what you got to do. You got to bring in other people to fight your battles. Let's see how it is, Graham.
But I think
You're on offense right now, Chris, right?
I am. Yes.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, while you guys are playing, should I show off a couple of my pickups that I got?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's what I'm all about.
one of them is something I
sacked.
reckon Chris would really like. Is this
Ooh,
lovely
okay.
Alex Kidd cap that I got?
Oh,
Ooh, that is cute.
So yeah, this is from the Sega
Looks
shop.
like it's a little
Europe.
too big for you, though.
Yeah, I need to put it on properly. I don't know. I just give it a try. I don't
Why
have my
did I
headphones
do
on, so I
that?
can't hear you anymore. But
Damn it.
yeah, it looks a bit big.
Keep going.
Yeah.
It's 4th down already. Oh, shoot. This is not going well.
going well for me.
The problem is when you don't have hair, caps sometimes look big on you.
You know what I've noticed, Graham? I don't know if Chris has noticed this too, but
Oh, crap.
the Sega Europe store,
Mhm.
man, they've got all the good stuff,
They do have some really.
and we don't get any of it really. I mean, very
Although-
very small amount, but
Yeah, I was actually because actually I need to say congratulations to our winner of our competition the other week. I've actually just forgotten his name. That's really annoying. I forgot to add that onto the list. But we actually had a Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary contest the other week, and we've got a winner. But basically, they had some stuff on the Sega Europe store. And the winner is actually American. So I went to the Sega Europe store doesn't deliver to America. So I went to the Sega America store and I was like, oh, I'll just get it from there and send it to him from there. And they do not have any of that stuff on there. And I was like, what the because, okay, this is one of the things I actually got one for myself. There's this quite funky Japanese style Sonic the Hedgehog.
oh, that's cool.
It's like a drinks can
Oh,
that you can like refill basically. So yeah, you put whatever you want in there. Cola or Pepsi or other soda pop delicious things are available, or like a juice. And yeah, although actually I did put Coke in here and I tested out like turning it upside down, and because it was so fizzy, it started fizzing out the sides. Like, so I think it's okay with water and stuff, or like non-fizzy stuff. But it's actually quite a nifty little can thing.
I'm impressed. James is actually coming in and changing the playbook. This is some high-level
whoa.
stuff going on right here. Graham, you
What's
need to be paying attention.
What's that even
You can
mean?
learn some of the finer nuances of football.
Ah, man. I do not understand these things. What are you even talking about? What are you chatting about there?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were waiting for me on that, James.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh no!
going
Wait, what happened?
for a big play.
Oh, you know what? I think they called that an incomplete pass instead of a fumble. That's weird. Because I figured it was just going to allow me to pick it up and run with it.
No, I'm gonna hold you out here. You're not getting this. I know.
I'm sorry, Graham. God, why do I?
Cool. I've just remembered the name of the gentleman who won the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, and it was Firing. So thank you, Firing, for entering. Well, thank you for everyone who were entering. Firing, congratulations for winning. In fact, I can show off. I think I can show off some of the stuff that's in the package because I haven't actually shipped it yet. Because it literally only arrived like yesterday. So it's So I won't take it out of the packaging.
Oh no, this is not a pass play.
Oh no, what's he doing? He's gone crazy.
Oh, how did you break that tackle?
Oh my god, no.
Wow.
Then the whole team piled on you.
Okay.
So
I'm going for this.
Firing is the winner
baby.
of this lovely 30th anniversary Sonic the Hedgehog cap, which,
Dang.
these 30th anniversary pin badge things. Some delicious Sonic the Hedgehog socks, 30th anniversary, obviously.
Wow.
Also, a 30th anniversary mug, which is, I love it. I think it's pretty cool. Oh no,
you
Chris
did
is
not
doing well.
get that.
Chris is doing well.
That's
Oh
unbelievable.
my god, that's crazy. I was not expecting that. I was not trying to pass it to that guy. I'll be honest. I was trying to cycle to the other guy.
And he also gets one of these as well.
Touchdown. One of these touchdowns isn't against me though, so it doesn't
That is-
actually count. I'm only down by one touchdown.
Good.
I think that's fair.
All right.
Y'all want to play a different game?
Oh yeah, of course. Now that it's my turn to run the ball, run the ball in for it. Oh, I was so good. Oh, I had an open lane after that.
You deserve an offensive.
Yeah. I haven't played this game since I was like 4 years old. I will admit.
I will admit that this is a game that.
Oh no!
Oh, good! Wow! If you get that off, and no way.
What the hell? Oh yes! Go! Yeah! Oh,
there you go, Graham. That's how you
thank
do
you.
it.
Yeah,
Lawrence Dawsey. Steve DeBerg, that son of a bitch. I had his rookie card.
I don't know how to do this kick. What do you do here? Is it just automatic?
Wow. It's pretty much automatic. Oh, you got.
I waited too long.
Oh no, it's pretty hard to mess up an extra point on this.
The heck?
Well, I did it.
I mean, if you just press the button, you pretty much automatically get it. That's insane. That was very fast. Oh my God.
Oh no. No,
he caught it. No, that's it. Pound him. First down. What does that even mean? What does first down?
First down is like an American flag color. It's got like an overlay of red, white, and blue.
I love Graham's cheerleading. He's like, pound him.
Yeah.
Give these like what he thinks are American type of.
That's what they say. Pound him. This is everyone in the stands.
Wow.
I was gonna let Graham choose the next sports game if he wanted to play another sports game against me.
Why do you keep picking that play?
I don't even know why they have that play. I keep thinking it's like just a run.
You're going
up
for
the
like
middle.
the goal line jump, and you're 1st and 10.
Hey, football's won by the inches. I think.
Yeah, it's a game of inches. That's what they say.
What? No,
again.
you did it again. But you weren't expecting that, though, right?
It wasn't.
I'm guessing.
It's the psychological game, is what's happening.
I still literally have no idea what's happening in this game.
3rd and 6.
Okay, that one definitely won't be that play again.
That's a psych out. He's definitely going to play that game.
Yeah, I know.
And I stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. Okay, this is my big comeback. Gonna run it in for a touchdown, go for the 2-point conversion, win the game.
Take home the girl and whatever else you take home at the end.
Then there's fighting words, I think, for some people. Sadist Monkey says, it's Graham, it's because American football sucks the big one. I agree with you because I don't understand anything was happening, but I know some people.
He went for the first down. I was not expecting that.
Thank you for your show support.
Really got me on that. All right, next
I also was
touchdown,
not expecting that.
Next touchdown wins it. That's what we'll.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah,
that was also a like kind of like what you do at the playground back in the day. It's like when everyone's trying to just hurry up and get the game over with. You're just like, all right.
It's almost bedtime. I gotta go.
It's almost Graham's bedtime, I'm sure.
Yeah, nearly 9:30 on the PM. That's
so the timer just clicks down by like 5 seconds each play. Is that how it works?
Oh.
Looks like it.
Oh, it's really fast. What the heck? Yeah. What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna have time to.
Oh wow.
Only got 11 seconds.
You can do it. Do it now.
Running the clock out.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that.
Well, we lost. We
should watch the halftime show at least.
Okay.
The halftime show is always good. I will say, in these old Tecmo Bowl or these old Tecmo sports games,
pretty cool.
They had cool cinematic cutscenes in their sports games back then, and that's one thing I loved about the Tecmo sports games.
Wow,
back in the 16-bit days.
I think that was actually pretty cool. Yeah, even like that's impressive for its time and everything. That's pretty sweet. Nice little touch to the game there. So what other game do you want to play?
What other game did we want to play? Did you have a soccer game that you wanted to play?
I mean, should we switch away from sports games for this one? We can play soccer next week, maybe. I challenge you to soccer next week.
All right.
By the way, when I say soccer, I mean football, proper English football.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so used to talking to Chris and Americans that I keep saying soccer now, and it's like, oh dear. But yeah, if I said that over here, I'd probably get a good slapping. Yeah, there we go. And not the fun kind.
A good pounding, right, Graham?
Good pounding. That's what I get.
Pound him. Yeah. He said soccer. Pound him.
Pound that man.
Cool. So actually, James, is there a Mega Drive / Genesis game that you might want to play?
You want like a multiplayer game?
Yeah, we could have a multiplayer game. Actually, were there any 4-player games on the Genesis?
I don't know.
Oh, we could play Micro Machines. That was 4-player.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah. Do you guys want to play Micro Machines?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris is.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's put it into. This is like a little being in a holding screen for us changing games. So, but the cameras are still on, so we can still talk to you folks. So
that's so cute. Look at that little tails. Wow.
Yeah, that's my friend Ellie. She's an amazing artist. She drew that for us. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ellie.
Very nice.
Hold on. I'm going to give you control, Chris. So you should hope I'm going to bring back the game as well so people can sort of actually see what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. We should be doing that.
Yeah.
Party play.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe it's party play then. Yeah, try party play. There you go.
More players, wow.
16.
Ooh.
We don't have that many friends. Ooh, spider.
Player 1.
I see. Bruno is what I wish I looked like if I could grow a beard. That's the look I would go for if I could grow a beard.
It's a lot of characters.
Walter. You know what I do like though? The character portraits are really cute looking.
Yeah.
Lots of personality. I like that.
There is someone in the Micro Machines world. I don't know if she's in the first one. I think she's in all the other ones. What's her name? Violet. And she is actually a TV presenter who presented she presented like a video game show on TV in the UK, and she was put in the Micro Machines games. It's brilliant.
Does someone have control of this?
Is that James? James, are you controlling?
No.
Oh, well, that's not good. Something's gone wrong there then. Although it says you're player 2, so hold on, I'm going to change. Okay, James, I think your controller's one has actually gone wonky.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Violet. Yeah, Violet Berlin. I'm going to be her. So yeah, she is a British celebrity, as it were. Oh wait,
you're changing her name.
Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that. Ah, how'd you go? Oh no, how'd you go back? Go back? I don't know. I might just be called nothing now. Whoops.
Oh, I don't have a controller.
Oh no! Can you unplug and plug it back in?
Yeah.
So while we're doing that,
for some reason, I have control of player 3 now.
Oh,
that's weird.
That is weird because on my list it says that GGDreamcast should be.
Yeah, it says I'm third player on mine.
Huh. So you have
somehow I'm going to gain control of James's whole computer through this.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
This is going to start some, there's like really bad 90s like tech movies that are based on no sort of like computer technology, but just make it all up. This is how that starts. There we go.
Oh wait, I've got control of the red guy. Here we go.
I got control of Oh wait, what? So you got a bonus just for...
Oh yeah.
Whoa, hey, easy there.
Haha. Oh no.
God dang it.
You gotta keep up, sir.
All right.
Oh no, you shot me. I got you.
Come on, Charlie. No.
Get him. Get him.
Oh.
God dang it. All right. Come here.
Screw you, man. I'm off. Oh no. No.
Wow, look at that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Well, obviously I can't drive. Wait till you see me driving that tractor, though.
Oh yeah. So,
Micro Machines farming mode, I would be very good at.
Yeah. This is a game that Graham has played extensively, right?
When I was much younger, but yes. Yeah, I did actually play it quite a lot.
Okay.
So, actually, James, try and press B and start. See if that works for you.
No, it's not working for me.
It's so weird.
Oh, I think I'm back in. I think I'm back.
Oh no, same race.
Back, baby.
Oh no, I went the wrong way. You ain't gonna get me, son. There you go.
Oh, crap.
I'm gonna smash this.
I got you now. I just had to get the controls down.
Yeah, you did.
That's like a classic little brother thing to say. Let me learn the controls.
God, I keep going the wrong way.
Yeah, you're going off the track. What are you
Who
playing?
designed this map? Someone who's never been on a farm, I'll tell you that.
They went into Clarkson's farm. They love it. Oh yeah, Chris, have you been watching Clarkson's farm?
A little bit.
Yeah, only a little bit. What is wrong with you?
He's kind of a twat.
Yeah, I know. He
What?
is.
What?
That's kind of.
Come on. That's his charm.
Yeah, that's yeah, like
being an asshole is his charm.
That's something he's kind of quite famous for.
Yeah, he does it nicely, you know.
Yeah,
He's good at it.
I will admit though, it is entertaining. I watched. I think we do maybe the first episode and a half or so. The thing I get mad at him about though is like he just doesn't listen to anybody, and he keeps fucking everything up because he just won't listen to the people that are telling him what to do.
That's kind of half the fun, though. I think. James, try doing it now again. Press A and start.
I believe you, Sadist Monkeys. That you're charming. I believe that part.
Or try using your keyboard. You should get a keyboard control as well.
See, this is how Graham wins at video games. He's like, oh, I'm going to play this game that I know. And James, you're going to have to race with a keyboard.
If that's not working, I guess.
No, it's not working.
Okay, that's really annoying. Keyboard hints? No, okay. Oop. Wait, who's playing?
I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe it's me again.
Oh, wait, I think I'm
Are you playing both
Wait,
characters?
are you playing? Wait, is James in?
I think, James, are you playing? James!
Oh, I think I'm in.
Yes! Do it!
No, wait, I'm not.
But I'm not shooting. Who's shooting?
I think it's it's two computers. Oh, the AI is taking over. That's
okay. I am the blue. I'm controlling the blue guy.
Are
Okay.
you sure you're not playing, James?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Hands off the controller.
That's so weird. Okay, maybe that was AI. That's weird. Okay, man.
One. I mean, I feel like I should get some congratulations on that.
Well done. Yeah.
Wow, you won. Jeez, you won the whole tournament.
The whole tournament.
That's one hell of a quick tournament.
So you won football. You won Micro Machines.
Let's reset the game.
Unbeatable.
Let's go back.
Do we want to transition into the next segment, Graham?
Yeah, we can do. Should we transition into the next segment then? Okay. We'll be back to play this game, because I think we need to play it properly, Chris. I mean, you and I.
For sure.
Yeah. Cool. So, what is the next segment?
The next segment is going to be our official game chat. That's where we're going to move from our chill sesh, where we're typically just Graham and I hanging out, just kind of giving you an update with our week. This one was a little different because I wanted to show you guys everything, but typically that's what we're going to do. And then the game chat is when we invite our guests on and we play games with them and talk and get to know them a little bit better. James,
do you need a game suggestion for?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it? Do we have Genesis games, right?
Yes, we do.
Do we have Gunstar Heroes?
Possibly. Let's find out.
That's a good choice, actually.
Nice 2-player game. Mm-hmm. Good action, fast. But yeah, let's see if we got it. Ask your questions.
We can make that. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's game chat.
Yeah.
We started to talk a little bit about GG Dreamcast. I definitely want to get into that project, but before we do that, I want to talk about like how you first got started just in the Sega community. How, like, what was it about Sega growing up that, you know, like you kind of gravitated to, and like what was it special for you in your life?
Yeah, I think you know, like many people our age, you know, we grew up, we were right there in the thick of things when, you know, Sega first came out and started making consoles, and, you know, 16-bit era was huge for them, obviously. So yeah, that was like prime, you know, I was the prime age for the Genesis, and you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, and of course. But we actually growing up, we didn't have a Genesis, so it was kind of the system that was like, you know, this thing that you would see at your friend's house and just sort of be like, oh, I want it, I wish I had it. You know, Mario is not this fast. But unfortunately, I didn't make the decisions on what console we had. That was my older brother, so we were kind of stuck with Nintendo stuff. Not that that's bad. I like Nintendo stuff, but so yeah. But my real, so I any chance that I had to play Genesis was always a treat. You know, at friends' houses or cousins or whatever. So Sega was like always, you know, a big sort of gaming influence. I just loved everything that I could play on a Genesis, even if it wasn't a very good game, to be honest. Just the newness of it was interesting. So those are like my earliest days of Sega. But I really fell in love with them when Dreamcast was released in 1999. Unsurprisingly, I guess, given what I'm now doing with my site, yeah. Dreamcast is the one that, you know, sort of really made Sega, I guess, my favorite game company probably ever. I mean, I even today, they're still my favorite. So
yeah.
So
just a big Dreamcast fan, I guess.
That's interesting because I also didn't get really. I wouldn't say I was like a Sega fan, like a Sega kid or whatever growing up. I had all the consoles. Like I would save up, and you know, I would wait to Christmas and stuff. So I had like a Nintendo, the NES. I had a Super Nintendo. I think before I even got a Genesis, I think we had a Super Nintendo. Maybe, I can't remember exactly. But anyway, like you, it wasn't until the Dreamcast came out that really kind of like hooked me into like what Sega was doing, because it was just completely different. I still remember I was working at a grocery store called Winn-Dixie at the time, and I would come in, get out of high school, and I would go into work, and that was when my manager would leave. I would kind of like replace him at the end of the day, and he would go home after he worked his shift. So I didn't really have a lot of supervision at work. Mm-hmm. And so what I would do is, like, when I would go to the magazine rack, and whenever there was a new video game magazine, I would just take it, go back in the back and into the bathroom, lock the door, and just chill and read a magazine for about.
What are you doing in there?
No one ever bothered me. It was great. And so I still remember, though, when that first issue of the official Dreamcast magazine came out, it had the Sonic cover.
Yep.
And I read through it. I was like, oh my God, this is something that's going to just change everything. And I was hooked from then on. And, you know, I kind of relate to how you got started kind of as a Sega fan, I guess, kind of later in Sega's life, you know.
Ooh. I got troubles with my controller. Oh my goodness. No. Why is this not working? This was working just fine with Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yeah, love that game. Try unplugging it and maybe try the keyboard, because you can use... Oh wait, is that working? Oh, I just threw you. I don't think I've ever played this game 2-player.
Do you guys remember the first time you played this game?
I played it quite late from memory. I can't actually remember when I first played it, because I think I never owned it. Like, I think a friend had it maybe, or something. Yeah, I never. I think, or maybe we rented it or something like that. Oh no! Take this.
What about you, James? Do you remember the first time you played this game?
I don't remember the first time I played this, but I did get it sort of very late. It definitely wasn't when it was a current game.
Yeah.
This was like when a game I got when I was playing Genesis.
I do remember when I first played it properly though, like because I think when I played with my friend, we didn't play it as huge. Like we played it a little bit. Don't think I ever went through it properly. Because basically I got it on the Wii in the end when they had it on the Virtual Console. If you remember that.
Oh yeah.
And I vaguely remember that being the first time I really played it. So maybe I didn't even play it with a friend actually back in the day.
The sequel to this game, I think on Game Boy Advance, was amazing.
Was it?
Oh, it was incredible, especially for the limitations of that hardware.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Yeah, my controller just doesn't seem to want to let me play.
Oh,
are you able to just use the keyboard?
The keyboard should work in theory. Like it's Pipehacker is set up to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's not going to make it very good. I wonder if you... Weird. Are you using a like an Xbox controller?
It's a Scuff Vantage. But I use it. I use it all the time with my computer. I use a program to convert it to an Xbox button layout.
Do you have a PlayStation controller at all, or as well? Well, I'm using my Xbox One controller just plugged in with a cable.
That's how I do it. That one, that actually works pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have going on right now. It's plugged in. I mean, worst case scenario, we watch Graham go through it and we just chat, which is fun. It's like we're watching a stream.
We could just sit here and comment about how bad he is.
Yeah. Oh,
Were you able to? So tell me about the Dreamcast a little bit more, James.
Yeah.
Like you were saying that the Dreamcast is what kind of brought you on. What was it about, like the Dreamcast? Because I know what kind of hooked me in it, but I'm interested in finding out like what was it about that kind of captivated you early on.
So I remember like an EGM or something coming out in the run up to the Dreamcast's launch. So this probably would have been like summertime of '99. And I just remember this speaks to what you all are doing with Megavisions and sort of like the power of having a magazine, especially the sort of retro style magazine where you at least back then it was so exciting to get a magazine in the mail that had all these games in it that were coming in the future, and you were like oh, look at all this stuff that's going to be here in a few months. So yeah, I mean that's where I first saw it. It was just in like an EGM, I think it was, and they did this big feature on the Dreamcast and how it was going to change gaming, and everything was going to be different, online multiplayer, 128-bit, which is the graphics were unbelievable. The GD-ROMs had so much capacity, so it was all this. The VMU obviously got a big spotlight, this new type of memory card. So that just got me so excited. It was like the future of video gaming. Was almost here, and so I think I was like 15 at the time, and I was just like saving up all my money, saving everything, because I was working, and I mean launch day, I was just there. I was ready. I put my money down, walked out with the new Dreamcast and Blue Stinger, which I love Blue Stinger. People, you say Blue Stinger, and people are like, "Oh,
I think it's a really fun game.
It's so goofy, whatever. It's like a bad Resident Evil." But, truthfully, everything else was sold out. Sonic Adventure was sold out. Soul Calibur was gone. It was like, launch day for Dreamcast for people that were younger or just weren't there. They did so much business on launch day. Like that thing was going so fast, and everybody was buying every game. And I know at the time, I don't know if the record is still here, but at the time, that was the most successful video game console launch of all time.
Yeah,
it was. Yep.
So yeah, that's I got my hands on like Blue Stinger. I think I got Incoming, which is like that missile defense game. Yeah. Which was actually a very popular game on PC.
Yeah.
And that was sort of a Dreamcast port.
I played that originally on PC with my friend, and they came on Dreamcast. We were both like, "We gotta get this!" So we got Dreamcast as well.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
So that was it. The first two games I got and Dreamcast on launch day, and that was sort of that was it. It was from there on. It was like, this thing's amazing. These graphics are incredible. VMU really impressed me for some reason. But yeah, and then as the year went on and more games came out, and like you mentioned, the magazines, the official Dreamcast magazine hyping everything up was huge. But yeah, that was it. I mean, the thing that I loved most about it, and a lot of people have said this isn't going to be anything new, but there was a sort of, I think within Sega there was a reevaluation of like what they wanted video games to be, or what they wanted their video games to be.
Right.
And there was a lot of sort of risk taking. There was a lot of new ideas that weren't instantly sort of, well, that's a new idea and we don't know if people will buy that, so let's just play it safe. They were really, going with their gut and going as hard as they could, because they knew that this was their shot and they needed to do something big. So that's what I loved. I loved that you were getting games that were unusual, games that were sort of different from what everybody else was making at the time. I mean, I don't know if you remember that time period, but there was always lots of talk about everything being sort of like gray and brown and, first person shooter and Dreamcast was sort of the opposite of that. It was like lots of arcade games that were very colorful and bright and fun and vibrant. Lots of just lots of unusual ideas that they weren't afraid of. And of course, like Phantasy Star was that was this deal sealer. It was just, it was like World of Warcraft before World of Warcraft. All you wanted to do was get home and play Phantasy Star with your giant Dreamcast keyboard.
That was one of the things that Sega was just doing so cool, was just coming out with these new games that were just kind of breaking ground and so innovative. But as much as the games were, I do think, and you were saying that they were risk taking from a software standpoint, but I really think that they did the same thing on a hardware standpoint as well, with the Dreamcast. I mean, like you said, it shipped with a modem. It had internet capability out of the box. It had the VMU, and it seemed like Sega just had so many ideas, and this was this like hodgepodge of different capabilities. And that's one of the things that I've always loved personally out of just any sort of like electronics, especially video game systems, is like, what else can it do?
Well, I think, that I know that you love the Vita, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's another example of a hardware that sort of tried to just take everything to the next level and add a bunch of things that nerdy developer people were probably just super excited about. Like, oh, we can have a weird little touch panel on the back. That's gonna like open up. If you have ever played Tearaway on PS Vita, you would read about a console and be like, well, it has a touchscreen on the back, and your first reaction would be like, well, that's stupid. Nobody's gonna use it, and it's gonna feel weird. But then you play Tearaway and you're like, this is such an intuitive and interesting way of interacting with these characters that are on screen. And I've never done anything like this before. So yeah, anyway, yeah, you're right. I mean, the hardware being innovative is a huge thing too.
Yeah.
The problem with Sony that I always had is like they come out with these innovative hardware and products that they abandoned them too soon, which unfortunately was what it ultimately happened with the Dreamcast. But I think there was a lot more obviously at play there. But I wish I would have loved to seen like what could have happened if Sega didn't end up having to had that financial problems and ultimately have to go out of and discontinue the Dreamcast. But I want to throw it your way. Like, what do you think could have happened had Sega like kept going? And I'm sure these are the type of what if scenarios we've talked about year for years on forums and whatnot. But I'm kind of interested in what you think.
Well, I mean, it's impossible to say really. Obviously we would have gotten Shenmue 2 in America, which would have been nice on the Dreamcast instead of the Xbox. But yeah, I mean, I think the big, probably the most genius thing about the Dreamcast that would have yielded dividends down the road if they could have continued is that included online multiplayer aspect that you mentioned with the modem. The fact that every console that they shipped had the ability to connect online and connect with people with other people to play games. I mean, we know this now, right? At the time, online gaming wasn't so obvious, right? Mm-hmm. It was kind of like, well, we don't know if people are going to do it. We don't know if it's going to work well. A lot of people still have, 56, not even 56K, right? 26 or whatever it was, 26 points, I think. So it was a big question mark. But I think games like Phantasy Star Online, Quake 3 Arena, games like that, I think showed that if the Dreamcast could have hung on, online gaming would have been huge for them.
Yeah.
And it sounds obvious to say it now, but they were the first, major console to offer that right out of the box. Unfortunately, it didn't really work for them because they were running out of time. But yeah, I mean, the PS2 didn't have that. You had to buy a network adapter, right? So yeah, I think, I mean, I don't want to talk about a Dreamcast 2. I can't do that. Can't do it anymore. It's been 20 years of, forum people talking about the Dreamcast 2, but...
Did you connect, did you have, what was your ISP you used back in the day? Did you actually have SegaNet? I mean, everybody had to use SegaNet, right? For online gaming on the Dreamcast. Wasn't that just sort of the de facto, you connected through SegaNet? Or am I wrong about that? I think SegaNet was its own ISP for a while that Sega was touting as like it was the fastest way to play online on Dreamcast, but it wasn't. It was just its own ISP service that I think that they ended up actually outsourcing from some third-party company. But you could play with anything. I always like to know to see if people.
I don't think. I mean,
to it.
I think SegaNet. I think I did have a SegaNet subscription for a period of time, and then I feel like SegaNet was free as well for a period of time, wasn't it? Like sort of towards the end, it was.
Towards the end, they had this promotion where if you signed up for 2 years of SegaNet, you'd get a free Dreamcast with some games.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I don't know. I can't. That's going so far back in this old memory of mine that it's. I don't remember the details of that. All I know is the hours I spent.
So it was different in the UK because we didn't have to pay for the internet basically for that. We didn't have to pay for the ISP or something. Like I think we paid for the timer on the phone or whatever. But yeah, we didn't have to sign up. They didn't have Sega and that's other stuff. We could basically, I think I had a BT account or something, which is one of the main telephone companies over here.
That's when I was like 15 and 16, it was just whatever was in the wall. Plug it in.
Yeah.
Just leech off your parents.
So can I just randomly say sorry, dropping the Dreamcast chat momentarily. Playing Gunstar Heroes. I never knew the bosses changed each time if you died and played it. Like the bosses, I'm fighting the same boss and his tactics keep changing. I don't know if you've been watching this. It's
I think you're just not very good.
Oh, not very good. I'm terrible. But I'm just impressed that they've got more than. Like, I'm not replaying. There's the same boss I'm fighting, but he's doing different things each time. It's actually really impressive. Like,
well, you're just standing there now.
Chris, shut up. Do you not understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, James.
Treasure's genius, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get someone to give praise to Gunstar Heroes where it's needed. Also, so very quickly going into chat, talking about the the Dreamcast stuff. So Sadist Monkey was sort of talking about how impressive it was for the VMU because it was almost an integration between the console and the portable. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's basically why it's so cool?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a mixed bag with the VMU. I think some games utilized it really effectively and had compelling reasons to use a VMU, and some just really didn't. It was just a memory card that. But yeah, I mean, for sure, like Skies of Arcadia with the Pinta's Quest on there was always good because you could get items that you couldn't get otherwise. What else?
I think one game that did it for me really well was Resident Evil Code Veronica. Like the fact that you had your health and stuff on the screen and other stuff. Yeah, it just helped the game a little bit better. Like if you could the HUD, you could watch it on there.
I think I don't know if you know the game Carrier. It was another sort of Resident Evil like. That used the VMU in some interesting ways too. I remember. I can't exactly remember how, but I think it was there was like You would get notifications if like a creature was near you, and it'd be like sound waves or something, if I'm remembering right. And I think it also had a health thing, just like Code Veronica.
Yeah, I think it did.
Display your health.
That's cool, yeah. I actually genuinely liked Carrier, even though everyone seems to hate it. But
yeah, Carrier, yeah.
Oh, okay, good, because most people I talk about, they're like, Carrier? No, it's terrible.
You know what you got to do with Carrier is you got to switch to the Japanese language, which you can do just right from the main menu, and the game becomes much better.
Oh, okay.
As the voice acting, I'm not one to like jump on voice acting all the time because I think it's overdone. I think voice acting wasn't as good back then. Let's get over it, right? But the voice acting in that game was pretty abysmal.
One thing I've noticed is it can completely change the whole experience is to play Shenmue and with the original the Japanese voice acting compared to the English.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it completely changes the tone. It goes from where it's campy and kind of silly with the English one. It's a much more serious, seemingly game. Obviously, I don't know what they're saying when I just listen to it, but I thought that the Japanese voice acting sounded very good when I played through it.
Yeah, Japanese voice acting is good. I mean, the problem with the English voice acting, I think this is well known. You all probably know this, and anybody watching this probably knows this because I'm sure you're all Sega fans. But the big problem with the American voice acting or English voice acting was it wasn't done in the United States or Europe or someplace where there are lots of native speaking actors or English speaking actors living. It was done in Japan by,
I didn't know that,
whatever people that they could get. So like they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as like English voice actors living in Japan, and no disrespect to anyone that worked on that game. We're talking mostly like
Corey Marshall is a friend of ours.
No, we're not. I don't mean him. I love that guy. I've got an autograph of his. But I'm talking more like the NPCs, which is what everybody seems to criticize with Shenmue.
Okay, yeah,
right?
that makes sense.
The sort of like townspeople that have ridiculous, stuff like that. But
Yu Suzuki's actually gone. Well, I remember on record in a Dreamcast magazine actually saying that he thinks the English voice acting is better than the Japanese.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like he was saying that he was so happy with the English voice acting on the whole.
I think the voice acting for the main characters in Shenmue is fine. I don't think there's a problem with it at all. But I do think the NPCs are the weak link. And unfortunately, you talk to them a lot, so you end up hearing everything. But
great game. I love Shenmue. So good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm writing an article right now or an essay about how people should just chill with the voice acting in Shenmue and look at some of the finer points of that game.
Yeah, and I think people have to remember, especially at the time, like that is a game so heavy on voice acting that like it's so impressive because you could talk to literally everybody and everybody had dialogue, voice dialogue. That's like never done before. So yeah, it's insane. Although actually, now I say it's never done before. I think Panzer Dragoon Saga was the first game to do that. Now I've just said that but I don't think very few games did it. And
at that time,
Panzer Dragoon Saga is like the amount of people doing it was way less than Shenmue, obviously.
Panzer Dragoon Saga was its own language too, right? It was a mix.
For the cutscenes, yes, but not the actual in-game chat. They actually used Japanese. But for some of the cutscenes, they had mix of Japanese and German. And I cannot beat this level. Screw this. I'm going to go to a different level. I remember beating this game on the Wii. Can I set it to easy mode? Is that going to be cheating a little bit?
No, just go ahead. But that did give us an opportunity to do a little segue because we were talking about Panzer Dragoon and everything, and I do want to talk because James, we do have some history, dating back to our old time at SEGA Nerds where we were all working on SEGA Nerds together, and I think one of the most, when I think back about your time at SEGA Nerds, is I always think back to the Sonic, the Dark Brotherhood, Sonic Chronicles, Dark Brotherhood.
Oh yeah. I know where you're going. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and so I think we should talk about that. I think that'll allow us to open up some more stuff. But for those that don't know, Sega, back when they were developing and starting the lead up to the marketing for Sonic. Did I get the name right? Is it Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Sounds like that shouldn't be the name of that game, but here we are. And so this was when Sega, their community team was really involved with all the different websites, the community sites, and they invited Sega Nerds, among several others, to come up with some names for one of the mysterious alien races that were going to be in the game.
Yep.
And I don't think they even told us that much information about it. It was like,
they showed us a silhouette picture and sort of told us they had like electricity, there's electricity was involved in it. So there's very little there basically. And they sort of, so it's like a silhouette and like I think they sort of showed a little bit of an orb in the center of its heart or something, and it's like it had electricity around it, but that was it, basically.
Yeah, and so they said all of these community sites come up with a name and they're going to create a poll, and the winner of the poll is going to be able to name the game, and you'll be able to have your name in the credits and everything. We thought
they were going to put all the names in a poll for their followers on whatever. So it was like the community sites or the news sites would come up with names, and then the fans, the community would vote for the one that wins.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm not for sure. I don't know if all the staff we each collectively just threw names in the hat.
We all came up with names. Yeah, we all came up with names and then put them together. And so we had like our own little sub vote. Yeah. Within the crew and yeah.
Yeah. So
what's funny is I don't remember any of the other names that were.
I don't either. Because they were all terrible. No, I don't remember any of them either.
Yeah, I think I had one which was something to do with electricity, because I was thinking like electrodes or like
it was
electrons or something. Yeah, like. But you went out there. You did something a bit different. You sort of didn't go with what the character looked like or its powers or anything. You went with something else. So would you like to explain what you did?
Yeah, I think it was. It was the name of like a forest or a town in Panzer Dragoon Saga, and it was called Zoa.
Yeah.
And to me, that just sounded like the name of like an alien that would come out and like electricity Zoa. I don't know. There was just some parallel there, so that was the one I picked, and I floated that out, and I think we all just voted on what our favorites was, and that ended up being the one that we picked inside Sega Nerds. So we sent that out to Sega as our selection, and then they did their poll, and all the people that voted for this or that, but the Zoa ended up being the one that won. So that was cool. We were pretty hyped about that, I remember. And I do remember also when they were like, you guys, we picked your name, that's amazing. I think we were all like, they said they were gonna put Sega Nerds in the credits to the game, and we were like, can we get our names, like our real names?
I'm glad you remember that.
They wouldn't do it. They were like, no, it's just gonna be Sega Nerds.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough room. I'm like,
I
what?
wanted our names.
Yeah.
But I have that game, and I played it. I remember beating it, and like I remember taking a picture of like the credit roll, when it says Sega Nerds on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did as well.
No, it was cool to be, at least like a tiny part of something, that Sega had made. So.
And especially, for like the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. I know the game wasn't necessarily the best Sonic game out there.
Listen, I like that game. Everyone says that game's terrible. I really enjoyed it. And I think it ended with an opening for a sequel.
It did.
Pretty sure.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they should keep doing this. But
I don't know if you remember, but BioWare bought out... Wait, no, it wasn't BioWare. Sorry, EA bought out BioWare, because BioWare is the company that made it. And how the hell do you pick up stuff in this game? I'm trying to pick up hearts, and I can't seem to pick it up. Like, I'm pressing all the buttons and pressing down and up and stuff. Oh, wait, what did I do instead?
You got it.
I have to press down and shoot. I'm sure I was... Anyway. Right, BioWare made the game with Sega. So that was interesting as well. It was like one of the... I want to say one of the first or one of the only Sega... No, Sonic the Hedgehog games that wasn't actually made by Sega or made by a studio owned by Sega. So that was pretty unique, but because they were specialists in RPGs, that's why they chose BioWare.
Right, yeah.
But then I think the game was like nearly 80% done or 90% done, and at that point BioWare was bought out by EA. And you can actually see in the game, the first few levels in the game, first few worlds, I don't know if you remember this, James, they're really big, really expansive areas and stuff, and there's a lot to do. And then the last couple of areas, including the Zoa's like mainland, so is Homeland or whatever, the areas are really small, and there's a lot less to do.
I wanted to point out this guy's jumping up and grabbing the blades and spinning around.
That's what a real man does. That's what Bruno does in Micro Machines Military. If you had a beard, Chris, you could be doing this.
Bruno. Oh, damn it! If only I could grow a beard. No, but that was a really cool thing, and you know, James, it was awesome having you in SEGA Nerd for all those years. But that was I do remember that was like when that happened. I still think that was probably one of the biggest moments of running SEGA Nerd. Just being proud of just like, man, we did something so cool, especially back then because I guess the internet and everything wasn't as connected, and we didn't feel as closed in as we do now, where, you know, that sort of stuff maybe not be such a big deal. But back then, you know, like just companies weren't doing kind of stuff like that. And so it was kind of unique and different. And so I was super pumped about that. But over the years, you ended up, after, you know, you left SEGA Nerds and you ended up going on and, you know, professionally doing your own thing, of course. But then you started a new business here a few years ago where you're kind of focusing on your photography craft and that. And I want to know, is that something that started out as like a hobby and just grew into something more? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, I was always into photography and cameras and you know, just nerding out on the technology of cameras and stuff. So I just decided one day, you know, because I was my whole plan for life was to be a writer, and I wasn't really doing much with that. But then it, you know, it just sort of struck me one day. I was like, well, I'm really into photography. I'm really into cameras. Why am I not just writing my thoughts on these things? Why aren't I like reviewing gear, reviewing lenses, talking about the pros and cons of this or that? So I just decided to start a blog one day on April Fool's Day, 2014. So
nice.
I guess that's appropriate. But yeah, so I started this blog and you know, just started writing about my, you know, thoughts and feelings on cameras and photography. And it was a hobby, as you know, you asked if it was a hobby or a business. To start, it was a hobby, and I ran it, you know, publishing an article every few days for about 3 years, which is a lot of work, as you all know. It's a lot of work, you know, to do this stuff. It's a passion project for sure, but luckily, by about 2017, after about 3 years of doing it, it was doing great. You know, people were enjoying it, lots of readers. I was able to bring on some people to write, you know, help me write and produce content, produce articles. And so then in like mid 2017, some stuff changed with me personally. You know, my wife and I, we had our first baby, and that's always a big life change. Yeah. So it's like, you got to start thinking about, like, you're going to pay for daycare. You're still going to go to your day job. You're going to, you know, what are you going to do? Someone's got to watch the baby. And so it just worked out that, you know, the camera business had gotten to a point where it was like, okay, this is making as much money as my day job. I can quit my day job, take care of these kids, or you know, this kid at the time. We have two now, but we had one at the time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it'll be okay. Like, my wife can still work. She doesn't want to leave her job, which is awesome. And you know, I'm not too crazy about my day job. So this all seemed to work out. And that's what I did. It was a big step, but we did it. And, you know, that's sort of been how my life has been since then. I've just been working from home, writing about cameras, writing about photography, selling cameras in my shop. I have a camera shop as well, as it's like a second part of the business. Taking care of the kids. They're 6 and 4 now. So we've been doing it for whatever that is, you know, 6 years, I guess. And it's going great.
That's awesome. Do you feel like there's much carryover between running a camera business or blog versus, you know, trying to, you know, transition that to, like, you know, your time at SEGA Nerds or websites and gaming and stuff? Like, did you notice that carryover, and what were some of the challenges like you had, you know, early on, just trying to get recognized online and that sort of thing?
That's the biggest challenge, right? Especially when you're just starting a new blog or a new website, or, you know, a YouTube channel, like a Twitch channel. You know, all these things are sort of similar. You're creating content. It's the word everybody uses for people to enjoy, right? And at first, no matter what it is, like I say, Twitch, YouTube, a blog, whatever, it's tough. The beginning is always tough. You're struggling to get people to pay attention. You want people to see what you're doing. So but I found you just got to keep doing it. You can't stop doing it. It takes a lot of time to get that recognition. And if you're doing a good job, if you're putting out a good product that makes people happy or helps people enjoy a hobby more than they would had your thing not existed, whatever that thing might be, that recognition will come. You will get fans, you will get followers, people to sort of be on that journey with you, I guess. So yeah, that's the biggest challenge. I think as far as carryover, there is some, between like what I have been doing with my other business with the camera and photography stuff. There is some carryover to video game stuff because it's a hobby, and you're tapping into that same thing with people, which is a passion, which is something that they love to do, right? It's like it's something they really enjoy doing. They can't imagine their life without it, right? Video games or photography, or like for other people, it's working on cars or motorcycles or painting, or it can be anything. Any of these things are things that people are passionate about. So if you're passionate about that, that's going to come out, right, in your work. And I think that's what happened with the camera stuff. I think that's what happens with you all, with Megavisions and with Sega Nerds before that. You guys really into this stuff, right? We were all into this stuff, and people who are also into it, they see that and they enjoy it, and they're like, yeah, these people are like me, and we're all enjoying this together. So yeah, I think there is a little parallel there.
That's cool. And that leads us into, so I do want to talk about GG Dreamcast, and where did you start getting the idea? Like, tell us about what GG Dreamcast is. And it seems like it's a natural progression of your hobby and really what you started building with your photo business, and kind of where you're building it into with GG Dreamcast.
Yeah, I mean, so GG Dreamcast is really I just talked about, these things are passion projects. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's all good. Graham, while he's doing that, is there any way we could show like some of their stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's being a bit weird at the moment. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Don't you worry. This is gonna happen.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's working from home. Got my home office. I got the 2 kids. You gotta go with things when they happen. So
that's how it goes.
She came in. She wanted a snack. Snacks come first. Yeah, I did. No. Whatever you want, honey. Anything. But yeah, no.
Baby, you get whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you don't do it, they'll tie you up and put you in a closet. That's you'll be in there till the wife comes home. But yeah, the GG Dreamcast. To answer your question, it started as a passion project. It's I've been like a super fan of the Dreamcast. I can't tell you how much of a fan I am of the system and the games, and I just love it. I've always loved it. I got so much flack from friends over the years, like, oh, get a PS2, like this thing, but I always stuck to the Dreamcast. And now the Dreamcast, it's 20 years old, 21, 22 years old. And I just one day, mid lockdown, mid pandemic, whatever, I was just like looking at my video games, and like, what? I feel like I want to get back into just playing old Dreamcast games. Like I don't like, I was playing Warzone, Call of Duty with my friends, and playing other online games, Rocket League and Spelunky, and just like anything, like all these relatively new games. And it's just like, like I'm having fun with my buddies playing online and stuff, but there's just something that's, it's just, I'm missing something of retro gaming. I want to get back to retro gaming. So I started playing some games, and I was like, man, these are holding up. These are really good. I'm having so much fun. I'm enjoying these games for what they are, but also like that extra level of nostalgia is kicking at the same time. So I was like, this is awesome. And then there was just sort of this feeling of anytime that I get really into something, I want to do more with it. It's just kind of how my mind is. And so that's where it came from. It's like I just want to like make a place on the internet where I can like put these are the feelings I'm feeling. Like if I can somehow make these feelings into a picture or an article or a video and have somewhere to put those on the internet, that even if nobody likes them or cares, like I can go and watch them and like look at the photos of these games, which is a big part of it for me, because I feel like the game discs and the cases and the art is all like sort of an artifact that you don't really get these days.
Just looking at your website, which is on the screen at the moment, obviously,
sure.
You can tell just from these pictures that you are a photographer, sir, because these are very well done. I love how clean these are. These are great.
For our audio listeners, while we're looking around, because this will be on our podcast. So we're looking at www.ggdreamcast.com if you want to kind of scope this out as we're talking about it. Like you said, Graham, that's the thing I think really stands out when we go to your website, ggdreamcast.com, is the really boutique kind of style look you got going on. You can tell this is like studio shots. These are really well done. The way you present the Dreamcast games visually. And so I want to kind of get your, where did you get that from? Obviously. And what are you trying to express there?
Yeah. So, I mean, that just comes from, like I said, going back, mid-pandemic, lots of time on my hands, and going back to my Dreamcast collection. I have like there's like maybe 5 games I don't have because I was just such a super fan, like obsessed with Dreamcast, just getting everything I could. And so it was almost like unearthing these things. And like I said, they're almost like artifacts. It's like I was pulling these things out of the storage box that I had them in. And for the record, I've always had a Dreamcast set up, but I only had 10 of my favorite games out at any given time on shelves or whatever. The rest were kind of stored away. And I would always play Shenmue. I've played Shenmue at least once a year, every year for the past 21 years. Jet Set Radio, Skies Arcade, all of these were annual plays. But during this time when I was kind of I want to go back and look at these things, I pulled everything out. And that's just me sitting in my office on my, in my chair, Dreamcast running in the background, and looking at the books and looking at the cases and being, just enjoying them, opening them up, taking the discs out, looking at them. And it just sort of hit me one day as man, they just don't look like this anymore. They're in DVD cases, you don't get manuals. The discs kind of don't look, there's no real artwork on discs really. If you're even buying discs, I mean, most people don't want discs. And, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, these are like little treasures. I want to somehow represent these to people who maybe have never seen this game or whatever, and represent them in a way that is the way I feel about them, which is that they're beautiful and they're fun to hold and they're fun to collect and own. And so yeah, that's where that came from. And the photography you see on the site is just me trying as hard as I can to make the games look the way that they make me feel, I guess, when I hold them and look at them. And I want people to look especially you mentioned Cannon Spike earlier, and that exorbitant price, $400, $500. A lot of people just aren't going to buy Cannon Spike. And, I totally understand that. 1 second, please.
Go back to Cannon Spike, Graham. Let's see what he's talking about that.
Is Cannon Spike on the...
Yeah, Cannon Spike was back there.
Maybe I missed that one.
It's okay. I do want to also look at in a minute. I'm going to ask him about his mods and repair stuff. Yeah, Cannon Spike was there. It's right there.
Got it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about the Ouya?
We're not talking about the Ouya.
All right, I'm back again. So yeah, so it's and the other part of it is like I was saying, a lot of these collectible games especially are getting so unaffordable that the only way people are going to see them is by going on the internet and typing in, Cannon Spike or whatever. And you'll get the Wikipedia article and you'll see the cover artwork, but I don't know, there's something missing for me. You don't really see the disc. You don't really see the back. You don't see the artwork on the inside. And so I just wanted, my site to be a place where people could come and sort of hang out and look at a collection and if they get nothing else from it, they're just like, wow, that's cool. That looks interesting. Or, I like the artwork, or whatever. But I always try to in the articles, I always try to add information that maybe you don't get elsewhere. Like, they're not necessarily reviews, but they're like, sort of slices of my experience with a game, and then some interesting things like who worked on it, what else did they work on, why does this game matter, I guess is what I'm trying to put out.
I like it. No, that's very cool. There's lots of good information. It's almost like you just click on a game and you get your gameplay, you get a lot of background information. But aside from that, there's other stuff that you offer and other services you offer on your website too. There's like a shop there and some other stuff. What can you tell us about that real quick?
Yeah, I mean, so the shop is, this is sort of the path that I took with my camera and photography business. I wanted to write about cameras and photography, but that quickly becomes expensive. So with that particular business, it was like, well, how am I going to offset this cost? How am I going to bring in some revenue so that this thing can keep going and not be a loss? And so I was like, well, I'll just open an online camera shop. So I opened a store and just started selling cameras that, either cameras that I was writing about or ones that I had written about, and now we're just collecting dust. So that became a way of sort of funding that whole thing. And so I'm taking that idea and sort of bringing it to GGDreamcast as well, offering, luckily GGDreamcast is not costing me money because I already own all this stuff from, the 1999 to 2001, when you could just buy Dreamcast games for either retail or under retail because they were just trying to get them the hell out of the store. So yeah, the shop is just sort of a way of hopefully generating some revenue, but also giving people a place where they can buy something that they know is going to work.
I may have to buy this.
He's looking at what's Shenmue, the Japanese.
Yeah, right.
I remember reading an article about this in a Dreamcast magazine. This has always fascinated me. This demo.
Yes, I think that's the latest article that I posted. So if you go to the games section, you'll see I wrote all about what's Shenmue, and then like halfway through we have a gameplay video. I played through the whole demo and did some commentary on
fantastic.
What was happening in the gameplay, but also I don't want to like go off on like too many tangents here because I'm just so excited about Dreamcast. But a big part of what I want to do is talk about the people that made these games and why that matters, like why the people who made the things matter, and also why the game itself matters, like why it might be important to gaming in general, or to Dreamcast fans, or to other franchises that you might like. And what's Shenmue is a good example of that. I'm able in that video, I'm able to talk about all kinds of things as far as like where the demo came from, who the people are in it, who the people are that made it, why it's interesting compared to just a normal demo, like just an average demo that you would get, which is maybe a stage from a game, or what they call a vertical slice of a game that slice ends up in the final game. The thing that's interesting about What Shenmue is the stuff that's in What Shenmue doesn't end up in the final game. So that's what I thought was an interesting takeaway from that.
Am I correct in saying that one of the sort of main objective of it? So my understanding is because Shenmue was, I think it's delayed in Japan or something in the day.
That's exactly right.
They decided to release this, and I think games journalists got to play it and get an experience. Because Shenmue was so new and unique, they needed to sort of have something to show reviewers what it was. And doing it, basically.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just reviewers, though. I mean, that's what I mentioned in the article and in the gameplay video, is when Shenmue was delayed, they, instead of just saying Shenmue's delayed, sorry everybody that pre-ordered it, what they did was they released What's Shenmue as a demo to everybody that pre-ordered the game. In addition to that, they released it through Famitsu Game Magazine, so that people who were subscribed to Famitsu or who bought Famitsu at the newsstand would also get What's Shenmue. Now, the difference, and I mentioned this again in the article in the video, the Famitsu version is very rare. and the normal version is not rare. So the normal version has a blue cover, and it costs about $20. The Famitsu version has an orange cover, and it costs about $250. So that sort of shows you, like, you know, retro gaming and game collecting and rarity and how the prices can fluctuate. But yeah, so anyway, that's like, as you can tell, this is like big Dreamcast nerd stuff, and I could talk way more than anybody wants to hear me talk about this sort of thing. So yeah, I mean,
yeah. And is it on the tasks in the game you have to find? Is it on the people who works at Sega or something?
Exactly. That's exactly right. So it was the title for what Shenmue is Search for Yukawa's former senior marketing director, and so that's the.
Oh, here we go.
That's that. You can see if you look at the site, you'll see that I wrote the whole plot there. But
fantastic.
Yeah, basically, Mr. Yukawa, who was an actual person who worked at Sega at the time and who actually featured in a bunch of Dreamcast commercials, and he was also on the certain boxes for the Dreamcast in Japan. So he was sort of like a little minor celebrity, you know, that sort of came out of Sega and became sort of known at least in the Japanese gaming world. But the plot is that somebody, you know, he has the latest Dreamcast game that is not out yet. He's got the disc.
He's got Shenmue.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if it's Shenmue. But somebody's after him. Somebody wants to get him and, you know, beat him up and take the disc. They're after that disc. They want, you know, who knows? Maybe it's Sony. We don't know who's trying to get him. But so the game opens up and you play as Ryo Hazuki just like you do in real Shenmue. And, you know, you open your notebook and the first note is find Mr. Yukawa. He has the latest unreleased Dreamcast game, and somebody's trying to get it for him. And then it tells you what he looks like. So as Ryo Hazuki, you go out into Dobuita, and you have to do the Shenmue thing where you ask the locals, you know, have you seen this guy? He wears glasses and has a dark suit. And eventually you learn, like, okay, he's over here. He's at the arcade. Let's go to the arcade. He's not there. He just left. Oh, you find his business card. It's got an address on the back. You go to the address, and you run into him, and then there's a quick time event, and you know, you corner him in the arcade. He thinks you're the guy trying to steal his disc, and you know, then the real bad guy comes in. Ryo takes care of him, and anyway, you know, Mr. Yukawa's like, yes, now Shenmue can come out, and Ryo Hazuki, I know the camera pans in on him, and he's like, Shenmue, and screen fades, and Yukawa wakes up at his desk. He's got Dreamcast boxes stacked up behind him. He looks at a poster of Shenmue, and he's like, yes, it was a dream, but I will make Shenmue a success. So yeah, so it's like a silly little demo, but it does give you a good taste of
cool
what you can find in Shenmue. But the other thing that's interesting, like I said, about most demos have the final game, a piece of the final game in them. There are actually things in What's Shenmue that don't appear in Shenmue at all. There's characters that don't appear until Shenmue 2, which is interesting. Some of the textures on models are different, and the arcade is different. There's different machines in the arcade.
Oh,
and Ryo can crouch on command.
Wow!
Press the X button. He can crouch.
Oh, and can you play the games in the arcade in the demo? Or
no, you can't. You can play darts. And you can play a gambling game, but the gambling game doesn't show up in Shenmue.
Huh.
It's standing in the corner where the jukebox is in the final release. So I don't know if that's like an American thing, like they didn't want a gambling game in the final release, or I don't know if it appeared in the Japanese version of Shenmue. I have no idea, but anyway, so it's sort of stuff like that I'm interested in. I'm sort of interested in trivia. Who made these games, and you know why any of this stuff matters. You know why it's worth paying attention to.
So cool, yeah.
No, that's awesome. I mean, that's exactly the kind of stuff that we've been looking to do in Megavisions as well. And you said you're interested in talking about the people who helped make the game, and I think that's certainly important, especially as some of these people are getting older. You know, we're losing some of these folks as we keep going along. But you know, that's crazy. So where are some other links and stuff? Where can people find like GG Dreamcast online? We know the store and the website, but what about Twitch and your social media stuff?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and we have a Twitch channel that I was streaming for a little bit, but streaming, as you all know, it's a big commitment and takes a lot of time. So for right now, I'm really focusing right now on just building out articles of every Dreamcast game, and doing YouTube videos of the same. So basically the schedule is every week I want to post a new article about a game and thoroughly explore whatever that game happens to be, and at the same time upload a video, YouTube video playing the game with commentary. And in that video, the idea is I'll touch on some of this trivia, some of the people that made the game, why that matters, where they went after they made this game, and sort of make those connections, which I think is super important because it's a lot like films and directors. If you like a film that's directed by a certain person, the next film they direct might be a totally different genre, might have totally different subject matter, different tone. But because it's the same director, if you liked that other one, you'll probably like this other one. Because it's people that make things, right? It's not companies. Yep. And especially in video games, that's very true. It's not companies that are making things; it's the people in the companies. So I think I want to hear more people talk about that, and I'm going to try to do that. And we'll see if people enjoy it. we'll know by the subscribers, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm really excited to see it continue to grow. I think what you got working here is really cool. And certainly it's a good resource for Dreamcast fans out there because you provide with each profile essentially what you're creating for each of these games. You give so much good background information. You get to see the gameplay, so you can almost get a good just idea of everything about the game just by visiting each of these pages for the games. That's awesome.
Yeah, having it just be Dreamcast is it's because that's what I like, but it's also sort of like It limits the workload, I guess, right? Like, because I couldn't do what you all are doing, covering all different systems from all different eras and different companies and new stuff and old stuff. It's like, oof, man, that is so hard.
It's funny. We started out as just a Dreamcast site back in the day, and look at where we are now.
Yeah. Dreamcast is round. Good times.
No, that's awesome. So. Oh, James, I appreciate you stopping by. That's so awesome for you to come.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Especially early days. It's early days for my site, so for you guys to talk to me is an honor. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Next time you come on, because we'll definitely have you on again. We'll have to get these quirks worked out so where we actually play some games with you next time. But
sorry about that.
That's all good.
That's awesome. We'll play some Tecmo Bowl again.
Yeah. Well, we should try to get the Dreamcast stuff working, behind the scenes, after a call or whatever. And because I do think, there are a lot of good games on there that not a lot of people get to see, like Project Justice. I was excited to play Project Justice. That's a good fighting game. But
I've never played it, so I've seen it being played, but I've never played it. Yeah. It looks interesting. It's really good. So yeah, let's do that next time. Yeah, we'll get you back on the show, and we'll have round two.
All right, cool.
I'll be an expert at Tecmo Bowl. You'll have a controller that's working. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Awesome. And I think everyone can go just search GG Dreamcast on whatever social media thing. If you just go to ggdreamcast.com, you have all the links out there. Yeah. So I think that's a good safe bet. So go there and learn more. There's a wealth of information for everyone. So go there and support what James is doing. This is awesome stuff.
Yeah, and you may have to get in quick. So maybe buying this What's Shenmue disc after the show. So
awesome.
But there's some good stuff.
I'll send you a discount code.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a creator discount code.
Oh god. There you go. Awesome. All right.
Awesome.
We'll see you next time, James. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks to James again for joining us. That was very awesome. Very interesting to see what he's up to as well these days. I haven't spoken to him for a while. But yeah, fantastic stuff. So we are now moving on to the next segment. But before we do, just going to show off what's going on at Megavision's headquarters. So if you don't know, we are a magazine. We do a printed and digital magazine with a Sega focus on it. We do dabble in some other areas as well, but mostly Sega focused. And we've got a shop, so you can still get back issues of certain magazines. So there's some still left, the physical ones. You can get digital ones still available. Chris is actually showing off some in his camera right now, and on the screen,
issue 8, 9.
Oh yeah. So yeah, issue 9, issue 8, we've still got some of. Issue 7, the physical version is currently sold out. But I think issue 8's the best one. I'm not going to lie. That's a great issue. It's got a fantastic Panzer Dragoon Saga retrospective in it, if I do say so myself, Chris. And it's only because I wrote it, people. But I genuinely think it's a great issue, though. So yeah, but well, they're all great issues. What am I saying? They're all fantastic. So yeah, be sure to jump on there, get stuff. We also have some posters available still. So we have, you may see in our background. In fact, I'm just going to quickly turn off. Oh dear, I can't do it now. I was going to turn off the screen, the share that I'm doing. But okay, wait a second. This background here that you see is also available as a poster. It's a lot bigger, a lot more of it. So we've actually got the background zoomed in. It's a fantastic poster that you can see in the central screen. Get my mouse over it. Yeah, sort of hovering over it. And also we've got an April O'Neil Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles poster. So get in there while you can, because get some those posters going like hotcakes, I think. They're fantastic.
You can go to www.megavisions.net/shop. SHOP. That's megavisions.net/shop. And you can get all those. So fantastic. That's going to be awesome. So for those people, we keep telling you, join the Patreon now, so you don't have to worry about missing out on a potential issue later down the road. Because like Graham said, issue 7 is out of stock. We don't know if we're going to get any reprints on issue 1 yet. So go to patreon.com/megavisions and subscribe and join the Patreon now. Like Graham said, at the end of the month, we're cutting off, essentially like cutting the deadline to join is at the end of the month. And if you're not there, then you're not going to be able to get your magazine for sure. So go there, sign up, and then go to our shop at megavisions.net/shop and pick up some back issues. I think that would be great. So
fantastic. Love it. So with that, shall we move on to what's been happening in the news?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So, Chris, what has been happening in the news? Would you like to take over this section?
I would love to. So let's go. Can we go to our website real quick, Graham?
Can we?
Before we get into the news, I do just want to say really quickly, we'll talk about the website. This month, we've been killing it on the news, covering Sega, all sorts of stuff. I just want to give a quick shout out to our writing team on the website. They have been really, really great. They have been crushing all the news that's been coming out. In addition to news, there's tons of great features. We got a review on the Ascent. We just came out with this great Saturn feature. Just lots of content. So go there and check it out. But let's jump into the news. The first big thing that we have is, Shining Force is actually coming back. Sega just announced. It wasn't actually Sega. It was Vespa, and is the publisher. The developer is a company called Hive, but they just released a trailer for it. And I think we should watch this, Graham, because Graham has not seen this trailer yet. So I think it'd be fun. Let's watch this trailer.
Have you seen it?
I've seen most of this trailer. Yes.
Oh, okay. Already. Okay, right. So. Let's crack this bad boy open. Okay, this is live on the internet. Here we go. Let's go for it. Do you want to say anything before we start it, or should I just start?
Well, we'll keep talking through it.
I thought we'd like to get the audience to listen to it as well, or hear it. I don't know.
I mean, I think they could keep hearing it. Yeah. We want to talk through it. It's a live reaction.
Okay.
So I think I can't remember what her name is. This is it's the elf. We're reading the book. Is it? Man, I don't even want to guess her name.
I've completely forgotten her name. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, she in the original Shining Force, she was there. She helped you with. Whoa! Sorry, that's really loud in my ears. Oh, bloody hell! I mean, visually, it really looks a lot more advanced than the other one. But just turn it down a touch.
So the cool thing about this game is, as you can see, a lot of the old characters are returning from the original Shining Force.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually characters that's going to be in this game from Shining Force, the original Shining Force, the Shining Force 2, and Shining Force CD. Like we said, it's the publisher is Vespa. The developer is a company called Hive. I'm not too familiar with it, but this is going to be a mobile title. It's going to be on iOS and Android. I'm sorry.
Now you've just said that. I've actually genuinely lost all interest in this. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
But don't just listen though. Like it's not all bad.
Jesus Christ.
I'll read you off some information about it really quick. Don't look how good the visuals look though. I think it looks really good.
There's something. Okay, I'll make a comment about that after this. Oh man. Jesus.
So there's going to be 2 protagonists. It looks like it's going to be a boy and a girl, or male and female. And the story is set 1,000 years after the first few games in the series. So it's going to be interesting how they bring in all the different characters from previous games and how they fit that into kind of the story of the game. I'm looking forward to it. This is the first Shining Force game we're getting that actually plays like Shining Force. That's what I'm excited about.
Is it though? It didn't look like it. Let's.
Well, what are you talking about? I mean, it's.
Okay, hold on a second. Like, where's this freaking grid thing?
I'm referring to the Shining games that we got, like Shining Force Exa, those other action RPG type games.
Just looking at this, I guess the screen grid thing.
It's a grid.
It doesn't look like it's going to play quite like the original games. Yes, it's on a grid, which the original games were, but I could tell all Smash. I feel like maybe I shouldn't. I can't really judge it because I haven't played it, but at the same time, I already hate it. I think it's because it's a mobile game. I really. So when you said, it looks really good. Yes, visually that looks really impressive. There are so many mobile games out there which look amazing, but the gameplay is trash on most of them. It's so bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry.
We haven't played it yet, so
we haven't played it. No, so I can't.
What I mean by that is it's a turn-based strategy RPG that features the original Shining Force characters, and I think we should give it a shot. I think visually it looks really good. The backgrounds, they almost have a painted look to them. I think, do. And those are really cool. I think the character designs look awesome. If you look, they've got the old anime portraits, which is one of my most favorite things in those original Shining Force games were the portraits, because it was one of the first video games where I thought that they captured like an anime visual style. And I thought that looked very, very cool. And so that's returning. I don't know what the actual gameplay mechanics is. I don't know what the pay mechanic, with the microtransactions, that whole sort of thing. They haven't announced any of that stuff. But there's this 2-minute trailer that they released yesterday about this game, and Graham is just going to sit here and complain about it.
Yeah.
It does look like you get hit buttons, like where you can kind of control some of the party members. You have like passive options, and you have different things. So that's going to be cool. What they do with the combat and how they integrate some of that stuff, and how they kind of update some of the gameplay.
So I'm taking a stab in the dark here based on what I just very quickly saw in the video. So for the audio listeners at home, in the original Shining Force, you'd have like the battleground, which is kind of parts of the world map that you were fighting on. They had like trees, or there'd be like small representations of mountains and stuff, which your characters would walk along and stuff. Here, you seem to have like a flat background representing the area that you're fighting in, and over the top, they've got like a big grid, sort of just plus over the top, with red areas, which I'm assuming right now is where you can't move to. And there's red blocks around where the enemies are, so you can't walk through them either. And by the looks of it, you can sort of drag to where you and your characters go within that grid area, by the looks of it. The one thing I'm wondering about this though is because one of the beautiful things about the Shining Force games, the original ones, was on the battlefield maps. Depending on your character type and depending where you were on the map, like if you were standing in a forest area or on one of the mountain bits, you'd move differently than if you're on the flat grass areas. Because that was one of the amazing things about the Shining Force games. Like the terrain affected your characters in combat. So I'm wondering if they'll do that for this or if it's literally just a flat area. Because that's what the grid representation here just very looks flat, basically.
You have to keep in mind, too, this is going to be played on a phone screen. So the screen itself is going to be very small. And so they probably just have to figure out a way to make it visually look intuitive. I don't know.
Visually, it looks good. I'm not going to lie there. Visually, it looks amazing. Intuitively, these controls could be very intuitive. But I'm just wondering if those extra mechanics that made the original Shining Force so good will be included. Because they could still do that. With these visuals, they could still do that. But what I'm looking at, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I am judging it up front, but I feel like I know I should reserve judgment until I play it. I'm apprehensive. That's what it is. That's what it is right now, people. I'm apprehensive. And I generally, I will say,
I think the art style is very good in this game. The artist, absolutely. I think, really knocked it out of the park. I like the kind of the battle portraits of the characters too. Like,
they look pretty cool. Good. They look badass, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the game, like we said, it's called Shining Force: Heroes of Light and Darkness. It's currently in development by Hive, and it's expected to be released on Android and iOS in the first half of 2022.
Yeah. I mean, I hope these cutscenes and stuff are in the actual game, because these are badass, I will admit. And it looks really cool. So visually, it looks amazing. If they can create it so it's not like this is the other problem I have with a lot of mobile games. The way they advertise them makes it look like it's got a really cool epic storyline or something, but when you actually play the game, it's really not. So I'm hoping this is like a proper RPG where, you have a storyline, you've got maybe puzzles to solve. Like Shining Force didn't really have many puzzles to solve. It was very basic. It's moving between towns, talking to a few people, going to the next battle, moving to the next town, seeing the cutscenes and stuff. And if it's like that, the combat, like the controls of the combat and stuff, I'm sure I can get past it. It's more the experience that I love with the Shining Force games. So, yeah, sorry,
I'm
Chris,
excited. Like I said, I get you have reservations about it, and that's fine. For me, I've been asking for a new Shining Force game for years. Last year, we finally got a new Streets of Rage game. This looks like the closest that we may ever get to a Shining Force game. I like a true Shining Force game. I don't know if Sega's ever going to do it. And so if this is what we get, I want it to be good. I want it to be something that Shining Force fans can enjoy and be happy for. So we'll see about that. More to come. Let's get on to the next piece of news. The next one's going to be the Sega files trademarks for old Genesis and Saturn games, Graham.
Now, this is exciting.
Before we do that, I do want to give a quick shout. Mama Ross in the chat is here. So,
hey, Mama Ross.
Yeah, so what's up?
Hey, thanks for joining. Perfect. Yeah. We're just chatting. We're chatting about some Sega news at the moment. We've been playing some games before, so now we're talking about some news that's happening recently. So, yeah, Chris, what's happening here? What's this news that you're telling us about?
So this is pretty exciting. So it appears that some trademarks have just been filed and updated for Ranger X and Crusader Ascenti. And it looks like another Saturn game called Linkle Liver Story, which I had never played before.
You're kidding me. Oh, if that's wait, is that the game I'm thinking of? Linkle Liver Story. Sorry. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I don't know.
If this is the game,
find out.
It's such a good game if it is what I'm thinking of.
And so it appears that that's just really what that piece of news is, that Gematsu reported that these trademarks have been updated. So the first two games were on the Mega Drive and Genesis. Crusader Ascenti is one of the most expensive games you could get on the Dreamcast. And I don't know about Ranger X, but is that Linkle Liver Story? Is that the game you were thinking of, Graham?
Yeah, Linkle Liver Story is a Zelda-style game, like top-down view, action, adventure, RPG-style game. I've only played a little bit of it. It looks gorgeous. And the little bit I played of it, I was like, this is so much fun. Why has no one told me about this game before? I was loving it. So I might actually stream it one day because I do have a copy on my Saturn, which have been able to get to play Japanese games because I think it's available in Japan only. I've certainly never seen a UK version, that's for sure. So yeah, I've got my action replay cart thing working. So yeah, it's yes, so good.
So the obvious, rumors that are going around and assumptions are that Sega may be getting ready or to release some remasters of these games or some sort of release. Because why would they go and update these trademarks at this point? So what do you think, Graham, that they have up their sleeves here?
I mean, Sega does this quite often.
Let's speculate.
They do update trademarks. They have done this in the past where they just want to keep the trademarks because some of these are very old trademarks now. Like back in like 1994, 1993. I mean, Link Will Live a Story is 96, so they're quite close together. So I know that sometimes companies have to basically, reinvest, like re-trademark or file for trademark again on properties they actually own. So hey, Westside TV, thanks for the raid. That's awesome.
Sweet.
And it could just be that they want to keep those trademarks because it's their property. They may that could be what they're doing, but you're right though. That's not the only reason. Quite often, some of these games companies will do like file for trademark so that basically they can release a new game, which is hopefully what would happen with these. Because Crusader Ascenti is also a sort of Zelda-style, top-down sort of adventure RPG game. It actually looks a lot like Zelda if you actually look at, like, I guess the maps and style and stuff. In fact, I think, Chris, how much do you know about Crusader Ascenti?
I've never played the game, but I know of the game. I've seen gameplay footage of it, and
I feel like I've been told
it's another Zelda-like game.
But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like I don't know how true this is because I've never actually played it. I'm pretty sure someone told me that they've literally copied the map from Zelda A Link to the Past, like the SNES game. So that it's basically the same world. Like they've changed some of the visuals or something. I've never actually played it, so I'm not entirely sure. But I know that it's a top-down Zelda-style game. I remember there being a thing about how it's so close to it or something. Something like that. Yeah, it's very similar to Zelda.
It is. Yeah. But the thing is, the more important thing is that this game is super expensive. A lot of these games are, to the point where people, it's too expensive to go out and buy a legitimate copy. So if they're doing something where they're releasing these digitally, or maybe even doing something even crazier where maybe they're going to partner with Limited Run, and how awesome would it be if Limited Run did an actual Limited Run release of like these games? That would be completely awesome. And probably be a good little side hustle for Sega. But that's what I would love to see them do, is release these on Limited Run, and maybe that could be like a new business venture that Sega could get into. But that's what we have right now. We'll keep following this story, and we'll update you if there's any further tidbits that we receive.
Yeah,
let's go on to the next piece.
So I was actually just very quickly reading up about Crusader Ascenti. I think maybe what I was told was slightly incorrect. I don't think it is actually an exact map copy, but it's very similar or something. That's what
it's not an exact map copy, but the overall does look a lot like.
Yeah, it does look a lot like it, but I think there's a lot of people who are saying this is too close. Ranger X though, which one's Ranger? Sorry, I know we kind of come off this. I'm just trying to work out what Ranger X is, because that's not another Zelda style game, is it?
No, that's like a shooter.
Okay. Fair enough. Side-scrolling shooter. Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if they were all top-down Zelda games, because Zelda-style games. Because if that was the case, that could mean something. It could be, maybe they're going to release like some special pack. But yeah, maybe not. So, if Link Will Live a Story's, if they're going to do a re-release or something with Link Will Live a Story, I'm there. Sega, do this, please. Even if it's a mobile game, I'll jump on it. Screw it, I don't care. Even though what I just said about it, okay, I'll do it. Cool. And the next one, Burning Rangers. Is that what we're going to?
Yeah, let's get on to the next piece of news. Our next piece is, there is a fan project currently ongoing to essentially remaster Burning Rangers. And they already have there's by I Play Sega, the YouTube channel, posted gameplay footage of this. Can we take a look at that, Graham?
Can we?
We're
yes, we can. Let's scroll down. Is it on? Yeah, it's on here, is it? Yeah.
It is. Just keep. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's bring that up.
There we go.
Oh, that's loud. Ooh, sorry, just turn that down a touch. So, what are you going to say? Sorry, you started talking.
Right. So it looks like this has been by the work of Andreas Scholl, who's been remaking this classic game. Graham, I know this game is near and dear to your heart.
Oh, I love Burning Rangers so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you want to jump ahead a little bit. I don't know if these are.
But this is the old game. This is
the old version, and then he's going to show the updated one here in a minute. In this, yeah. So let's.
She's going to go. Maybe it's. Okay, well, I think I skipped ahead a little bit too far.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just showing gameplay of I just wanted to show the new stuff.
Okay. Yes, let's go to the new stuff. Yeah.
This has been the remake's done all in Unity, apparently.
Okay, so you can choose all the characters from the start. That's really cool. I don't know if you know this, Chris, but in the original game you can only choose between 2 characters to begin with. Once you finish the game, you can unlock other characters. I think you had to use codes though to unlock them for some reason. But well, this is good.
So yeah, this is awesome.
I have actually been following this remake for quite a while actually, because I knew about this quite a few months ago. But it was very early stages to begin with, and I didn't know if he was actually from what I saw. I think I might have tweeted him, and he sort of said that it's just a fan project at the moment. He's just testing it out. He wasn't sure if he'd actually released the full game. But this is literally shot for shot of the game. That's so cool what he's done.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a fully playable. It's in a playable state. You can go and actually download the demo for it.
Fantastic, yeah.
So,
wow, looks gorgeous.
Yeah, this does look awesome. I don't know if they plan on actually finishing this, how feasible that is. It seems like it's just it might be this one person doing most of this work. So if that's the case, that's pretty awesome. But it also shows that maybe why is it Sega doing these things? I know that's the easy question. I know that's what everyone's asking. But I'm just glad there's fans out there who are doing things like this, because it's pretty cool.
See if I can skip forward a little bit. What, is it just the first level they show off? Might be, judging the time length for this. Wow.
So this is really awesome. I would love to see the community continue to do stuff like this. That's awesome. And who knows, maybe it'll light a fire under Sega's butt to do something with Burning Rangers. You know?
Very cool. So. One thing would be interesting to see if he's actually been able to do, because from the sounds of it, he's using the original voice files basically for the characters. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but it sounds a bit like that. If you don't know Burning Rangers, one of the brilliant things about the game, which was kind of almost revolutionary for its time, and I've never actually seen a game do it since. When you're playing the game, if you get lost or stuck, you can press a button, which your team leader basically will then tell you which direction to go. So she'll go, take the next left, or take a left here, or go down or go up or something, which was kind of amazing at its time, because it's like the game had to know where you were exactly and where the objective was. So it'd actually be like, oh, take the next step down, or you can't go in this room or something. Like it would say like this, there's no exit in this room or whatever. It's really cool. It's a really cool feature, and if he's managed to build that into the game, that's insane, because that's brilliant.
It looks like I'm on his Twitter right now, and it looks like he said that he's looking to have the latest build as part of the Burning Rangers tribute at the upcoming Sage Expo.
Ooh, excellent.
The Sonic Amateur Games Expo for those not in the know.
I always forget what that stands for.
And that's coming up this week, August 21st to the 27th is when it starts in the beginning. So I think we'll see some more of this work actually coming in the next few days. So we'll probably update this post, or maybe make a new post with the latest gameplay information. But
Yeah, check out Andreas Scholl on Twitter for like more updates on this product.
It's at Andreas Scholl 09.
Yeah, or type in Burning Rangers, Burning Rangers tribute. You'll see it pop up. Basically, that's so cool. Yeah, brilliant.
I think that's gonna wrap up the news.
Yeah, and I guess that wraps up the show as well, doesn't it? Is there anything that you want to chat about before we leave?
Sure, I just want to quickly just kind of talk about Megavisions real quick. Megavisions is a Sega-focused indie retro gaming magazine, and right now we're coming up with our first issue of the reboot. It's going to be coming in the early September. It's going to be shipping for those people who are subscribed on Patreon. So if we haven't said it already, go to patreon.com/Megavisions where you can join up. You don't get charged until we're ready to ship an issue. So we're not like trying to nickel and dime you or anything like that. We're taking no money from you until we're ready to actually get this issue to the printer. And that's actually coming up very soon. So definitely jump on that. We also have a lot more going on at Megavisions than just the magazine. We also stream almost every single night. And tonight just so happens to be the super popular Thursday night throwdown. And tonight, Tornado Jones is going to be hosting Windjammers 2 beginning at 7 p.m. CST. So be sure to come back here tonight, like here in a couple hours, hour and a half or so, and check out and hang out with Tornado Jones and the rest of the Megavisions crew while they're throwing down with some Windjammers 2 tonight.
Yeah. And oh, no, sorry. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, Bob?
I was going to say, be sure you can check us out on Discord as well, which I'm just going to drop the link in the chat. So yeah, we've got a great community over in Discord. We talk about not just about Sega stuff, talk about gaming in general and other things, movies and stuff, but a lot of Sega chat going on there. Come along, great people, great little community. So yeah, come be part of it. Come have some fun. Yeah.
Last thing, I think we should this is, like I said, this is the first kind of iteration of the new Megavision show that we're doing. So your feedback is very welcome. Obviously we have some things to work out, some kinks, to iron out, as they say, but we'll do that. We're going to be coming back next Friday, at 1 p.m. EST, and we're going to be here every single Friday at 1, going forward. If you would be so kind, rate and review the podcast on whatever podcasting app or service that you listen to the Megavision show at. That allows people to find us and grow the podcast. And we definitely want to be able to do that and just continue to grow Megavisions as a whole. And I think that's going to wrap it up. This is awesome, Graham. This has been in the works for a long time. We finally got this first new Megavisions podcast off the ground. I'm excited. I'm excited
to see where we can go. We'll iron out all those little teething problems we had. We've got some other feature ideas that we're hopefully going to be able to roll out as well. So yes, very exciting times ahead of us. And speaking about we were speaking about Burning Rangers. I couldn't find anyone playing Burning Rangers, but I found someone playing Shining Force. So if you want to check out the original Shining Force, if you've never seen it, you want to see what this mobile game's sort of the legacy that this came from, you can check it out. So we're going to raid Frost 9221. That rolls off the tongue nicely. So any last things to say, Chris, before we raid?
That's going to do it. Just be excellent to each other. I can't wait to show all of you the newest updates on the Megavisions barn too, because that's going to be coming up.
Exciting. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah,
on location again.
Have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and be excellent to each other. Let's go raid.
Honey, I gotta tell you about this sandwich.